1. What is the purpose of your updates? What do they actually do for us and why are there so many of them? The purpose of the updates is to inform, to activate, to empower, to uplift, to inspire and to bridge. Yes, some people are activated by reading my channeled updates and books. The actual activation process is a very subtle one that involves the slight lifting of your spiritual amnesia. Activation takes place through the use of various combinations and sequences of words on each page of either my updates or my books. They contain a specific vibration pattern that sets up a resonance in your suppressed RNA memory. This vibration pattern then gradually helps to activate your remembrance of those past events and/or universal truths that are embedded in your cellular memory. You have suppressed them since childhood. When the time or circumstances are right, these profound memories begin to make their appearance once again. I am very fortunate to be one of those persons who has been given the gift to activate people in this wonderful manner. There are many updates, actually weekly, to let people know that there is an ongoing educational and activational process. This process requires that a constant series of updates be given to the public. The primary purposes of this mission are to inform you of what is happening and to aid the Galactic Federation in preparing you for the eventuality of first contact. 2. Why do you believe that when the first contact comes, the people will be ready and accepting, rather than suspicious and rebellious? We can break this response into two parts. First, the entire process for our first contact is being orchestrated by the spiritual hierarchy. They have arranged for contact to occur only in the right divine time. This time will happen when our population is sufficiently prepared spiritually and has an awareness in the necessary proportions for the divine contact. This preparation is now occurring in the present period. Those people who are now awakening are going through a preparation that will quickly rid them of much of the potential negative reaction to first contact. Also, the first contact will introduce our planet on a large scale to the incredible positive energies of the spiritual hierarchy. The first contact is a return to our spiritual home and an acceptance of who we truly are. That is, we are awakening physical angels who will assist the spiritual hierarchy in the unfolding of creation in the physical universe. Second, the first contact is being undertaken to end your galactic quarantine. It is a time to end the spiritual amnesia that has gripped most of you since early childhood. When this process is complete, you will remember all that you have now forgotten. Most of all, you will remember the nature of the soul contract that you agreed to before you incarnated on planet Earth. In this holy soul contract, we gave the spiritual hierarchy our permission to ask for a divine intervention. This procedure meets one of the major criteria for first contact and assures the Galactic Federation of our full cooperation in this matter. This contact is not a rescue mission. Rather, it is a return to the interdimensional realities from whence we came and to which we daily long to return. This process of remembrance permits us to overcome any resistance or negativity that our limited mental constructs will be able to put into our heads. 3. In your book and lectures, you mention that Earth will be a showcase planet. What do you mean by a showcase planet? From her beginnings, Mother Earth has been blessed with a great prophetic destiny. This divine destiny, as prophesied by the archangels, was that Earth would one day have a great galactic civilization upon it. This future galactic society would be the divine one that would bring an end to the galactic wars and establish permanent galactic peace and unity. This galactic society would be composed of the souls of many great beings from all over the Milky Way galaxy. They would come together and pass through the final stages of a grand genetic experiment. Their success would mark the rise of a new era in our galaxy. Planet Earth and this solar system are therefore destined to become the meeting place for the entire galaxy. Earth Galactic Society would become the finest example of how galactic civilization serves the divine laws of the Creator. Mother Earth and her sacred children would teach many of the other star nations about how best to apply the divine laws of the universe. Earth would become a great meeting place and trade center for the exchange of all forms of innovative goods. It is for these reasons that it will truly become a showcase planet. 4. Who are the Council of Nine? The Council of the Nine are the major representatives of the Great Blue Lodge of the Great Blue Light. This Great Blue Light of creation comes directly from Lord Surya. It first passes through the Council of the Nine and from there is distributed to the High Light Councils of Orion. From there, it passes through all the great sacred councils of archangels, angels, Elohim and Time Lords, the lineage of heaven that exist in all of creation. In their divine beingness, the Council of Nines carries the mighty sacred energies of the holy will of Lord Surya, a major aspect of the Supreme Creator. The Great Blue Lodge is composed of the holy places in which the sacred blue light of divine creation is illuminated to every part of creation. In the case of the Milky Way galaxy, the spot for the anchoring of this holy and divine light is the Sirius star system. It is here in the Sirius B solar system that the great oracle temple of the Council of Nine, and of Lord Surya, is located. It is Earth's magnificent destiny to join the Sirius star system in the coming galactic year of 11 IK 2015 AD and to have a corresponding great oracle temple of Lord Surya and the great blue light built there. The Council of Nine are Lord Surya's most profound messengers. They carry Lord Surya's divine light to all of creation. In his name, they proclaim the mighty will of the Creator to all beings. It is their holy task to see that every creation unfolds as provided for by the divine plan. Through their wise and profound counsel, the sacred knowledge of every creation is revealed to all concerned. All the divine lineage of heaven is beholden to the great Council of the Nine. 5. What is the photon belt and what has happened to it? The main photon belt is an immense interdimensional belt of light energy. It has the shape of a huge toroid that is almost 26,000 years in diameter. This belt has greatly affected our planet and our solar system on a regular basis. Usually, it takes about 2,000 years for us to move through one of the donut-shaped parts of this huge cosmic toroid. Currently, we are embedded in a huge hole torn through it by another smaller photon belt. This rip in one of the donut-shaped parts of the photon belt is much larger than the entire diameter of Earth's solar system. Only hours before our solar system encountered the main photon belt's null zone, the smaller photon belt, or gamma-rich bow wave from the Great Nova of 1987, created an enormous hole in the main photon belt. During the course of this collision between the two photon belts, the smaller belt's life-threatening gamma-ray energies were greatly diminished, and those remaining were totally dissipated by their subsequent encounter with the planets Saturn and Jupiter. At the appropriate time, we will briefly enter the main photon belt and then join the Sirius star system. 6. Have our rituals and meditations actually changed the scenario for the Earth changes so that they will not be so cataclysmic? If the changes are going to be gentler, will this change the Federation's plans to evacuate some of the Earth's population? Yes, your marvelous spiritual work has greatly assisted the local spiritual hierarchy in changing both the timing and the intensity of the Earth changes. However, there will still be Earth changes. Your beloved planet must change the nature and energy of its current surface topography and return to a pristine state. What you have done is to give your planet's population the additional time to shift and to awaken. This marvelous reality is a most wonderful gift that you have given to your fellow humans and to your local spiritual hierarchy. At present, the Galactic Federation's plans have not changed for a physical evacuation of some elements of your planet's population in the near future. What have changed are some aspects of the entire evacuation scenario. This evacuation scenario is now seen as a significant way to introduce the Galactic Federation of Light to the entire human population of planet Earth. What have changed are only the intensity and the timing of these drastic Earth changes. 7. Some PAG members live quite far apart and weekly meetings are not very convenient. Can we conduct PAG business without actually meeting physically? The answer to that question is yes. The key is to inform each PAG member of what is occurring and the progress of your various projects. Your feedback can come via the telephone conference calls, by online continuous email transactions, by transmitting of progress reports and immediate replies, or even by a bi-weekly meeting with members of the PAGs. What is important is that there be a constant and creative exchange of information among PAG members. Hopefully, future technologies will vastly mitigate the existing difficulties. 8. Sheldon, many of your updates refer to the need for us to spread the web of light into the world. How do you expect this to happen? The World Wide Web of Light is a very important concept. It's a concept with which the Federation, as well as the angelic realms, are very, very involved. They feel that the web of consciousness, which is what this web of light is, will be spread in two basic ways. First, they look upon their work, which they are doing every day, to bring more consciousness into the planet and to help this web of light happen. Then, those concerned individuals who feel very deeply the need to accomplish this web of light, will have the individual energies to accomplish it. The second point refers to our own responsibilities. We have to take the information that has been given to us to create the various PAG groups around the planet, and to link the PAGs up with the most modern state-of-the-art technologies and trainings possible. This second part will happen because of the first. As people become more interested and awakened, and as those who see what already has happened come together and discuss it and do the things out of their passion and need, then all will happen. Remember that the key to all things is intent, and we have the intent to make it happen. And if these two things happen as they are supposed to, indeed, as they are now happening, then it will truly happen. We do not have to be worried or upset or in panic over timing. We just have to do the divine flow, what feels good inside us, and let it happen. That is all that is required. 9. Because we live in a world that measures time in 3D scientific terms, many of us have difficulty with the concepts of time and right divine time. Could you clarify right divine time and explain why it is so different from our own measurement of time? Right divine time is basically what it sounds, time that is set up for the right flow to happen at the sacred moment when it is supposed to. When everything is in right divine timing or in right divine flow, it occurs. We have to understand that our concept of time is actually illusory. The concept of short, sequential bursts, which is how we measure and understand time, is actually not the way time is. Time flows, and as it flows it creates only a now. This eternal now moves forward and creates what in sequential time we call past, present and future. In actuality, there is only present, and when the present comes together and creates the need for what must happen, then what is divinely ordained occurs. That is the difference between right divine time and what we think of as time. When we understand that, and allow it to flow and become one with our inner beingness, then all the anxieties that we have about time cease. 10. Given the extensive research into finding extraterrestrial life in the universe being conducted by the SETI Institute, has the Galactic Federation contacted these scientists? What the Federation has been doing is very simple. Those SETI groups, for instance the XETI, etc., have been contacted in various forms and ways. Right now the process is very simple. What the Galactic Federation wish us to understand more than anything is that there is a consciousness energy coming. This consciousness energy affects what is to happen. They are beings of high consciousness. We are beings of lower consciousness who are moving towards their consciousness. They understand what must happen. To us, they, the elder brothers and sisters, are the ones who are attempting to utilize their abilities to bring forth a new reality. This reality is something that goes beyond anything that we know or understand, and all they wish is simply to do it, or, to use what was said in the last question, to do it in a right divine time and in a right divine way. So yes, some people have been contacted, others have not. It just depends on whether they're ready and where their consciousness is. 11. Since we are being told that our bodies are being changed, why are most of us feeling so incredibly tired these days? Could you explain more about the body? What is happening to us is a very simple process of the ascension. When you reach certain levels of the anchoring in of your light body, of the changing in your cellular structure at the genetic levels of your RNA and DNA, at these levels, your body is overtaxed. Look at yourself, once again, as a small child, in this case, a toddler, less than age 3, attempting to grow. And what do children do? They sleep a lot. They feel fatigued. They have a great deal of energy, giant bursts of it at times, and then, seemingly, it goes away. This is all that is happening. No more, no less. So just go with it and realize that it's part of the entire process of your growth in consciousness and of the bringing forth, the integration, of your physical and spiritual beings. 12. How will the full impact of the photon belt affect Earth's nuclear reactors? As I stated when I talked about the photon belt previously, when nuclear energy interacts with the photon belt, there is normally a vast explosion. Therefore, the key to what the Federation is going to do, before we interact directly with the photon belt and likely before, is to make sure that these nuclear energy systems, whether they are military reactors, civilian electrical reactors, etc., are deactivated and are no longer a part of the whole procedure. So don't worry about that. Just know that it will be taken care of when the time comes. 13. I have been told by a couple of people that there will be an invasion of dark forces in April of this year. Would the Galactic Federation be aware of this situation and how would this affect the mass landings? Every so often there will be certain movings through of dark energies. These energies are part of the entire procedure of allowing this particular flow of light and dark around our world. However, and this is the key point, what is happening at this time, and from now on, is that this dark energy will not be allowed to cause massive difficulties on this world, as it has before. It will be allowed to do one thing: move through us, give us lessons, and then leave. Because right now, this is a planet of glowing light. It is a planet of change. It is a planet of transformation. At this moment, we are in a chrysalis and are transforming ourselves into the full conscious beings that we were meant to be. Therefore, this will not affect the landings, or any aspect of the ascension procedures that are now underway. 14. Should we be preparing welcoming committees to greet the non-sentient beings and the galactic humans? Will we be given the necessary information on protocol, etiquette, and diplomatic courtesies? At the appropriate time, You will be told what has to be done as far as protocols, etc. Don't worry about that. Right now, what you simply have to do is to be. Do the things that are needed to bring forth consciousness. Do the things that are needed to remain positive. Do the things that are needed to keep connecting and networking with each other. When the time comes for the greetings, then you will be told what to do, what has to be said, how to put committees together, etc. Don't worry about that now. Just remain positive, move forward, put your planetary activation groups together, network with other groups, network with the entire planetary activation organization. Be one with yourself and with others, and move forward. That is what is important right now.